So, good morning, dear students. As the weather has completely changed, and it is all because of the same type of cyclone that has risen in the Tamil
Bengaluru.
Nadu coastal region. That is, name of the cyclone is Niva. That cyclone has hit over the areas, coastal areas of Tamil Nadu, Puducherry, and therefore the whole part, it has its effect up to our side, even Madhya Pradesh and Rajasthan also. To see how much it has become devastating to the area where it has hit, isn't it? How much devastating effect will be over the areas which are hit by it. We, the weather has become so bad here in Rajasthan and some parts of Madhya Pradesh. So just you can imagine the devastating effects of the cyclone we are studying in our lesson in Orissa, isn't it? So here in this story, Prashant came out as emerged as the hero. As I told you yesterday that there was a crowd of 2,500 people in the shelter house. He saw many people and animal carcasses floating in waters above the water surface. When he started with the help of stick, a number of times he had to swim to reach to his means actually he saw his house and there he could see nothing. So he was just shocked and panicked whether his family members were surviving or not, and therefore he decided to go to Red Cross. Okay, so that was the scene. We have seen that Prashant went to meet his friend, and there he got caught in such a fury of the cyclone. They took shelter on the roof, and there, when the rain stopped after some time, he moved away for his home when he saw that there was nothing left and he got panicked. He started weeping, he was crying in the fear that his family members must have been killed in the fury of this cyclone. There he decided to reach to Red Cross, and where he found so many people over there who have already taken a refuge in the shelter. And from there, he found his grandmother and other family members as well, and they were also feeling very relieved and relaxed that Prashant was alive. Even they also had lost the hope that Prashant would be alive. So we have to start today. Now, Prashant acted as the hero and he decided to lead the people. He decided to do the arrangements for the people. He uh, went to contact a merchant of rice where he did not allow, but they again reached there and ultimately he pressurized the merchant and he gave away his stock of rice to the people. Then actually it was very difficult to even cook such a rice which was itself rotten. जो राइस था वो भी सड़ा हुआ था, कीड़े वाला था, और उसको पकाना इतने गीले, when it was raining, the wood was very wet, so it was very difficult to cook the food, cook that rice which was already rotten. Then actually relief helicopters were also flying over the area. So he asked the boys, young boys, to lay on their belly with the plates in their hands, and then he organized groups of people and assigned them various tasks. Some were assigned to clean the field, urine, stool, vomit in the shelter house. It was again a task to remove the carcasses of the animals, means dead bodies of animals. Apart from it, it was also a task to take care of the people who were injured in the fury, isn't it? Many people were injured. बहुत लोगों के फ्रैक्चर हो गया, कोई बाउंड स्ट्रिकन थे, उन लोगों की भी केयर करनी थी. Then on the fifth day, they saw the military helicopters. After 4 days, on fifth day, they saw military helicopters and they were dropping food parcels. Then he forced the children to carry utensils to show them from the shelter. They deputed those children to have their utensils, and that way they were able to see the passing helicopters, means the helicopter pilots and the rescue team members were able to see those children, and that way the helicopter made regular rounds to drop the food parcels and other basic needs. One task was over, means at least they informed these military helicopters. Okay, so now they started dropping food parcels and other things of their needs. Okay, then he found that a large number of children were orphaned. Most important thing, many people were killed, as I told you yesterday also. So many children were orphaned, many women became widowed. It was such a fury that he brought all of them together. क्या क्या किया उनके लिए? Women were mobilized to look after those children. Women were assigned the task to take care of those children. Apart from it, men secured food and material for the shelter. Men were assigned to arrange for food and other eatables for the shelter. Prashant then recognized and identified that women and children were sinking deeper and deeper in their grief. Now their psychological treatment was more important. Depression, when a person doesn't get his or her daily requirements, though he might have belonged to a good fortune, he must be having a good fortune, but now he is suffering. So it gives a sort of depression. So it was also a task for Prashant to take them away from that depression and grief, because they were children and women especially were sinking deeper and deeper into their grief. So he persuaded women to start working in the Food for Work program. What was the name of the program? Work for Food. Work for food. Okay. So he started working for, he engaged women for the named program Work for Food. Then it was started by an NGO. You must be knowing NGO means non-government organizations. So for children, he arranged sports events. Okay, so everything was being organized in a systematic way to take them away from grief and depression, which was brought by the devastating storm. Then, actually, it was a process, it was a beginning to bring life back to the area. It was a trial, it was a beginning to give the area, to bring back that happiness, though the loss could not be, means the loss of life could not be brought back. कोई किसी का जीवन हम वापस नहीं ला सकते थे, लेकिन किसी की लाइफ को मैनेज तो किया जा सकता था. And that leadership was done by Prashant. It is not a story, it is a real life situation. And when it is raining so heavily without any season, we can well imagine that the area which is stricken by this Nivar cyclone, how much damage it must have caused to the area. As I told you, it is in Tamil Nadu and Puducherry area. It is mainly stricken over there, and its effect is still can be here. Okay, we can observe its effect here itself. Then the initial government plan was to set institutions. Okay, then children would grow up there with love, affection, and widows would suffer from stigma and loneliness. He did not want that such situation should prevail over the area. Women would live in depression and loneliness, and children should not be given anything, any atmosphere for their development. So the strategies should have been, means they must have been planned, and it was started by Prashant and his group. His group believed orphans should be resettled in their own community, so possibly in new foster families made up of childless widows and children without adult care. Those who did not have children, means their own kids. Children were handed over to them, means there was a sort of bonding made. Okay. So if such a step was taken by him, it has benefited the area, benefited the people, children, widows. Okay. So it is 6 months after the devastation of the super cyclone. This time, Prashant's wounded spirit has healed simply because he had no time to bother about his own pain. He was not bothering about his own pain. He now was relieved and feeling that he had at least done something for the needy and those who were in real need. Okay. He had no time to have remembered his own grief, own pain, but the way he helped, the way he emerged himself as the real helper for the people in the area. His handsome, youthful face is what the widows and orphan children of his village seek out most in their darkest hours of grief. Now they take him as a hero because Prashant helped those people, children, widows, and other people, old age people, at the in the hour of need. Actually, he received blessings from all those people. Making arrangements at such a time becomes very difficult. Making arrangements, engaging people for various tasks, taking care of widows, old age people, and especially economic help can be a good thing, but curing them out of their grief, their emotional development, emotional treatment was more important than their economic, or we can say to arrange for edible items, food items, necessities of daily routine. So psychological treatment was more important. Otherwise, the people of that area might have gone into a depression which would have caused a great damage to the society, isn't it? So it is very important that we must take care while, or we should not lose our hope, courage when any such natural calamity occurs. Now we have satellites and a prior information comes to us, but at that time it was not there. Now yesterday it was, this was predicted in weather forecast that there was a possibility of rainfall, 20% possibility of rainfall yesterday. Huh? Are you getting what I mean to say? Yesterday in the afternoon, it was the forecast by the satellite that there was a possibility of 20%, 20% possibility of rainfall yesterday in the night, and it happened. So nowadays, managing things has become very easy. We cannot stop any natural calamity, but we can manage. Arrangements can be made. Now we have well equipped helicopters and the relief arrangements. So all these are there. But at that time, it was very difficult to have all the arrangements done. And Prashant emerged as the real hero in the story. So take care. These are the word meanings, though I have given you. So I have sent you the content. So note it down in your notebook. Bereaved means to be deprived of. Macabre means terrifying. Mangled means destroyed. Tumult means confused. Stigma means shame. Foster, bring up. Remnants means leftover. And motley means diverse. As I told you, this fury has caused a large scale devastation over the area. It is the fact about, or it is the story of Orissa state. Okay, and presently, from past 2 or 3 days, this cyclone named Nivar has struck to our coastal areas of Tamil Nadu, Puducherry, and it has caused a large-scale devastation. You must have watched the news. So, see how much devastating these natural calamities can be, and they are. But to maintain our cool and calm, to take steps, to make arrangements, not to lose hope, courage, willpower. And being a leader like Prashant can reduce the effect of natural disaster. अभी मैंने कहा we cannot stop any natural disaster, but by making ourselves so strong to face them, to face those challenges given by nature, will naturally keep us, will naturally move, or will naturally take us ahead. Okay? So it is very much important to keep our mind cool, to keep our courage, and to maintain our willpower to help others. Most important thing is helping others, managing things. And you must have seen, observed that during this lockdown period also, a number of people emerged as heroes for the people who were actually in need. A number of organizations arranged for food for travelers, for the workers who were moving from one place to another, isn't it? You must have read in newspaper and watched in televisions. A number of those celebrities have also emerged to help others, to help the workers, those who were moving from their places of working areas to their hometowns. And on the way, food was organized by various NGOs. And in Chittor itself, various NGOs worked for managing food for such travelers and those who were actually in need. So with this, we have completed the lesson.